We look like we have a brave soul here. Angela Wynn is volunteering. Angela, if you want to unmute and tell us your takeaways, that'd be awesome.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
I think this is good evening of the time zone, but good evening. I am Angela Wynn, WYNN. I go to Tennessee State University, a freshman, all of that good stuff. I take away from the second. I'm sorry, I got sidetracked with something in chat. I'm sorry. The takeaway, the breakout when I was in was for secretary and treasurer, and the takeaway I took from that was of course, secretary, you got to take notes and stuff like that. But I also learned in there that you don't have to be in a leadership position to be a leader. It could start with you, and those after you can see that you're a leader, they could follow suit with you. Behind every organization, it's always, besides the leadership position, council and stuff like that, it's always the admin and stuff like that. How I just had it. Basically, how people are in the organization, like the inside people, the council, it reflects how the people who are in leadership positions carry out the organization as a whole. Basically, like heard the phrase like one band, one sound, like one person do something, it affects everyone. If everyone comes in one accord, we all could get the goal, which is to get involved in the community. Basically, that's all. Sorry.
Oh, that's perfect.
That's great.
Yeah, I got a little nervous. I'm sorry, because I had it in my head.
You
got a tad bit nervous. So
Let's get some hand clap emojis going for Angela. Yay!
Thank you.
You're absolutely right, though. It's everybody involved in ALD can play a role in learning from it and benefiting your chapter. You don't have to have this position like a president or whatever. It could be, everybody. Good. That's great. Thank you for that. Did I see Travis next? Good. Oh, sorry, Lauren. Oh, who was next? Was it Derek or who's next?
Travis is next.
Travis. Yeah, Travis, sorry.
I think I will do next. I got to meet Zoe and Markia and Katie and Carrie, who was in my group too. And we talked about networking and chapters and things like that. And we got to actually do some problem solving there on the spot with Zoe and Markia. They were very advisable on because they didn't know. And in the process of doing that, they also learned about our national online chapter that we're starting to build. They learned about our Discord group that we have, and I'll post a link for us in a little bit. They also learned that graduate fellowships are available forever. They learned that there's all kinds of discount programs. There's just so much nationally available. If you start digging there, eventually you're going to learn there's a whole team of resource people on that contacts page that will hook you up with knowledge and help and love. And that was what our whole thing was about. It was great. Everybody was transformed.
Thanks, Travis. I will put the link to all the chapter contacts in the chat here in a second. All right, Abiha.
Hello. I was in the programming and events for service projects, and we talked a lot about some new ideas, good ideas. And we also had a great question about consistency in drives. This was something that I also thought of in the beginning and had to basically just learn how to do. So we talked about how we can promote consistency. For example, my chapter did something that was a month-long donation drive so that they can people have more chance to donate. We also had Lauren, who talked a lot about what they did with holidays. It was a really cute idea that I might steal. It was the placement mats they got for Thanksgiving and decorated it. And then they put that out for the local nursing home so that they can eat their Thanksgiving meal on those hand-decorated placement mats. I think it was really good. So we were just bouncing around ideas about what other projects we can do, since there were a lot of members that wanted some ideas. So it was really productive in that sense that we had ideas going around for next year and the future years.
Thank you so much. That sounds awesome. All right. I think we have Morgan from IUPUI.
Sorry. Hi. Our group for engagement, we shared a lot of like resources So we talked a lot about sending out a member survey that included things that like, so you could get sort of feedback from your different members about like what events they'd like to see, which events they'd like to see on campus, and which events they'd like to see off campus. One part that we found really cool was you can also engage by just like sharing an acknowledgement for like the things that they share about themselves. Like if you send out a survey and ask when their birthdays are, and then take time to like acknowledge when people's birthdays are during like the month at a monthly meeting, that can be really good engagement with your group as well. Sorry. And then just working with your members very actively to sort of see like what sort of panels they want to see. And so sort of combining all of that into the member survey was a big thing that we talked about in our group.
Thank you, Morgan. And last but certainly not least is Derek.
Hey everyone. So I was in the mental health and burnout group, and some things that we talked about were time management, since time is so closely related to the amount of stress that you're feeling. We talked about how it's important to take time for yourself, including downtime, where you just get to do the things you enjoy or nothing at all, and also self-care, which is a little bit more intentional, and learning to say no to some activities. It's good to be a little bit defensive about your time, because the time that you invest in things is a very important thing that you cannot always get back. So it's good to be choosy about that. And then de-stressing, we talked about some strategies, including limiting social media, phone time, changing your environment can be helpful, especially this time of year. It is starting to be really nice here in Oklahoma. So it's good to get outside, change your environment a little bit. Also, we applied some of these thoughts to chapter activities, including study nights where people can be productive together and have snacks, socialize a little bit, and have a good place to study. And also handouts at general meetings, including some information for general member education about strategies regarding stress management and avoiding burnout.
Thank you, Derek. Thank you to all of you for reporting back. I'm going to put a link to the chapter activities section of the handbook in the chat here. And yes, Derek is one of the ALD ambassadors. So can we get a round of hand clap emojis for all the people who were brave and reported back for us? Thank you.